Babes, somewhere right now, someone is falling in love in New York,
Hmm.
someone is spending way too much money on brunch, and somewhere a family group chat is absolutely imploding over something that didn't need to be discussed in the first
Oh
place.
my God. And the collateral damage is just, it's going to be spectacular.
It always is. Babes, welcome back. We love you. We see you. And babes, we are so, so happy to have you here today.
So happy.
Because before we even start unpacking the absolute chaos of this week's reality TV mess,
Mhm.
we desperately need to address the situation currently happening on the table right in front of us.
We really do. It's important.
It is. The white berry sangrias are officially on deck here in the studio, and I am, formally declaring this the undisputed contender for the drink of the summer.
Yep.
It is completely elite.
No, I will absolutely back you up on the elite status, but I feel like we have to analyze the actual mechanics of why this specific beverage works. Because, honestly, so many people get this entirely wrong.
Oh, they do. They mess it up so bad.
Right. Like, red sangria is a trap. It is a delicious, heavy, tannin-filled trap.
A total trap. Yeah.
Like, you sit on a patio at 4 o'clock in the afternoon in July, right, with a giant glass of red sangria, and the atmospheric pressure of the humidity combined with that heavy red wine, it basically acts as a sedative.
You're literally asleep by 5.
Exactly. By 5:30, your body is preparing for a deep winter hibernation. It weighs you down on a cellular level. But a white berry sangria, it is crisp. It's aerodynamically designed for daytime drinking, I feel like.
Aerodynamically designed. I'm obsessed with that.
It is. And the fruit-to-wine ratio actively fuels the delusion that you are consuming, like a health food.
That is exactly what it is. It's just a fruit salad with a buzz. It gives you the full hydration delusion. And I don't know, there's just an undeniable magic to summer evenings that completely alters your palate.
Oh,
You
100%.
get that golden hour lighting, the humidity finally cracks just a tiny fraction of an inch, and somehow sitting on a patio, literally every single liquid tastes instantly superior.
It's the vibes. It's scientifically proven vibes.
It is. I'm passionately defending the white sangria because it functions as a mini vacation in a glass. I'm sorry, you simply cannot drink red wine when you are wearing linen. You just can't.
No, the aesthetics clash entirely. The vibes clash, the temperature clashes.
It's a crime against summer fashion.
That aesthetic rule is ironclad. Red wine requires turtlenecks, it requires mahogany furniture, and, deep emotional distress.
Yes. Crying by a fireplace.
Exactly. White sangria is for sundresses and gossiping loudly enough for the table next to you to hear everything.
Which is exactly what we're doing right now.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of contrasting aesthetics, we should probably inform the Snark Squad that we literally just dragged ourselves from our rec basketball league directly to the studio.
Oh my God, babes, we did. We are currently functioning on a terrifying cocktail of adrenaline, white wine, and absolute delusion regarding our athletic prowess.
Severe delusion.
Severe. If you had looked me in the eyes 5 years ago
Mm.
and told me we would willingly become basketball people, I would have called you a liar to your face.
I wouldn't have believed it either.
But here we are, and I have to confess, I keep telling myself that we are slowly getting better. I genuinely feel like my court vision is expanding.
Okay, I need to push back on that immediately.
Wait, why? I got a rebound tonight.
Your court vision is expanding only in the sense that you can now clearly predict the exact moment our teammates are about to make a catastrophically bad pass.
Okay, wow. Uncalled for, but accurate.
We have to be honest with themselves and the listeners. Our custom neon jerseys are doing 99% of the heavy lifting out there.
They really are. The neon is popping.
We march onto that court looking like fully sponsored, intimidating WNBA professionals in these bright, matching uniforms. And the absolute second the whistle blows, our coordination just evaporates. We play like toddlers on an ice rink.
It is entirely squeaking shoes and flailing arms. I literally don't know what to do with my hands half the time.
And waving them around, hoping for the best.
But you cannot deny the entertainment value, especially tonight. The absolute funniest moment from the game has to be our teammate who, let the record show, is a practicing dental professional.
An adult man with a doctorate.
Yes, this is a man who stands on his feet all day, hovering over patients, performing delicate oral surgery, right? And on a random Tuesday night in a poorly ventilated middle school gymnasium, this man was aggressively diving face first for loose balls like it was Game 7 of the NBA Finals.
The psychology of the rec league hero is a fascinating study in displacement, I swear.
It is unhinged.
Think about it. This man has a mortgage, he has a massive amount of medical school debt, and honestly, a very fragile lumbar spine.
He's going to need a chiropractor tomorrow.
Yet the moment that cheap orange ball hits the floor, he willingly sacrifices his physical well-being for a plastic trophy that our team has a 0% chance of winning.
Literally zero. We're at the bottom of the bracket.
It is a beautiful, terrifying level of displaced competitiveness. Like, he can't control the chaos of the dental industry, but he can control that loose ball.
That displacement energy is so real, though. And honestly, it has somehow completely infected my family over the past week.
Oh no, it's happening.
It feels like the summer sunshine has just thawed out the beasts. And by beasts, I affectionately mean our narcissist mothers.
They are awake, babes. They are out of hibernation.
Every single summer, it's like the rising temperatures actively boil their emotional regulation down to absolute zero, and the family group chat just detonates.
It basically becomes its own Bravo reality show the second the calendar hits June. The group chat transforms into a digital coliseum.
A digital coliseum.
So what was the specific inciting incident for your family's meltdown this week? I need to know.
You are not going to believe me. It was a thumbs up emoji. I swear on my life. A single, solitary, default yellow thumbs up emoji.
Oh.
I am not exaggerating a single detail.
Who sent it?
Okay, so my aunt sent a picture of a pasta salad she made for a barbecue, right? My sister, who was actively at work, by the way, replied with a quick thumbs-up reaction to the photo. Just a tap.
A completely standard interaction.
Right. But that sparked a completely unhinged argument that consumed my entire Tuesday. My aunt interpreted the emoji as a passive-aggressive, deliberate dismissal of her culinary labor.
Oh my God, the projection.
She literally typed out, and I quote, "I guess a simple looks good takes too much effort for some people these days."
Wow, she came in hot.
So hot. And from that single sentence, the chat completely derailed into like a decade's worth of buried resentment. It culminated in a massive argument over who unfairly monopolized the oven during Thanksgiving of 2018 over a thumb.
That is a masterpiece of generational digital miscommunication.
Yeah, it was exhausting.
It's because older generations view the thumbs up as a conversation ender, like a door slammed in their face. Whereas younger generations view it as just an acknowledgement of receipt, like message received, I see you.
Exactly. It's just a read receipt with a vibe.
Well, my family bypassed the emojis entirely this week and went straight for Olympic-level emotional manipulation.
Oh, do tell. Give me the tea.
We received a massive multi-paragraph message about an upcoming holiday dinner, and it was entirely phrased as a, quote, gentle reminder to respect the host's time.
Oh, I hate a gentle reminder. That is weaponized vocabulary.
It is lethal. It was a hyper-specific targeted assassination of certain relatives who allegedly never contribute to the appetizers.
I am screaming. The appetizer police.
And the best part was the attempted diffusion. Because one of my cousins, clearly panicking at the hostility in the chat, desperately tried to restore peace by dropping a video of a golden retriever puppy falling asleep in a bowl of food.
Oh, wait, that's such a pure distraction tactic.
It was a blatant pivot, and every single person in the chat completely ignored the dog to continue the appetizer war.
No, not a single.
Not a single one.
Yeah.
Straight back to the logistics of deviled eggs.
Your poor cousin, just throwing a completely innocent puppy into the crossfire and watching it get trampled by the deviled egg discourse.
It was brutal.
It is so exhausting trying to manage those personalities.
Yeah.
But honestly, babes, enough about our family chaos. Let's get into everyone else's.
Yes, please.
Because episode 6 of In the City, which is brilliantly titled Not So Simple, just dropped. And it is an absolute masterclass in delusion, visual clutter, and incredibly shady relationship timelines.
We have a massive amount of ground to cover today. Like, we are pulling all the threads together. The episode itself, Brian Moylan's Vulture recap, the reality tea breakdowns, the YouTube commentary from Now DeFi Studios, and obviously the Reddit sleuth who are currently tearing these cast members apart molecule by molecule.
Reddit sleuths do not sleep.
Never. We need to extract the absolute truth from the mess.
So let's launch right into the absolute epicenter of the disaster, Amanda and Kyle. Babes, their so-called trial separation has officially reached a boiling point.
A full rolling boil.
Amanda Batula has moved out into a temporary, completely unfurnished apartment on a 1-year lease, claiming she needs to force a hard reset on her life and marriage.
Okay, we need to freeze on that phrasing. A hard reset.
It's just PR speak.
It really is. Let's look at the actual mechanism of what she is doing. You sign a legally binding 12-month lease in New York City. You hire professional movers. You bring absolutely zero furniture with you, and you look into a camera and claim this is an investment in your marriage.
While leaving all your trash at home.
It completely defies logic.
It is pure insanity. But the real crime is happening back at their shared apartment. Because Kyle is having a full-blown hyperventilating breakdown.
And honestly, justified.
Completely justified. He is standing in the middle of their bedroom with a team of professional organizers. Which, by the way, in Manhattan, requires a small business loan to afford.
Oh, easily hundreds of dollars an hour.
And he is physically pointing at their bed, screaming that Amanda promised to move her mountain of clothes off of it 2 years ago. 2 actual years.
The visual composition of that apartment scene is genuinely haunting to me. Like the editors framed it perfectly to induce claustrophobia.
I was getting sweaty just looking at it.
The Vulture article brought up an incredibly sharp sociological point about New York real estate here. They described NYC apartments as basically glorified, overpriced storage units that we pay $3,000 a month for, purely to have the privilege of sleeping near cool restaurants.
That is painfully accurate.
And Kyle's apartment is the ultimate manifestation of that trap. There are just piles of fast fashion clothing suffocating every flat surface. The bathrooms are entirely neutralized by clutter.
I have to admit, it triggers me on a deeply emotional level. Like, I am an emotional reactor, you know this about me, and just looking at the screen during that scene sent my heart rate spiking.
Oh, I could see you spiraling from here.
I completely and totally validate Kyle's frustration here. It is psychologically suffocating to live inside someone else's physical mess. You literally cannot regulate your nervous system in a space that chaotic.
You can't. Your brain is constantly processing the visual noise.
Yes, and the absolute delusion of Amanda. She left her clothes on a bed for 24 months and told him, I'm just putting some stuff there.
Just for now.
2 years is not for now.
We have to analyze the mechanism of what Amanda's actually doing here, because she is using the concept of a trial separation as a cover.
A total shield.
Exactly. I look at Amanda's empty new apartment the same way a forensic accountant looks at a shell corporation.
Wait, a shell corporation? That is brilliant.
It exists entirely on paper. It has the facade of a legitimate, independent entity, but it holds zero actual assets. There's no furniture, there's no maturity, there's no growth.
Just echoing walls.
Right. It is designed purely to shield her from the liabilities of her marriage, specifically Kyle's business debt and the emotional labor of cleaning up her own life. She is treating the old apartment like a free, climate-controlled storage unit.
A shell corporation. I'm stealing that. She wants the aesthetic of being this independent, mysterious woman going through a transition without doing any of the actual labor of packing a cardboard box.
It's all optics.
One of the top commenters on the Bravo Real Housewives Reddit, I think it was Primal Slayer, absolutely nailed the etiquette violation here. They wrote, you cannot move out for a year into your own apartment and keep the majority of your things in the old apartment.
Which is just a fundamental violation of the unwritten social contract of moving out.
Right. You take your stuff, and another Reddit user, Kaylee Eloise, correctly pointed out the absurdity of the lease itself, saying, yes, you signed a year-long lease. You don't get to just have your mess in 2 spaces.
Which makes you question what the actual utility of this new apartment is. Like, what is she doing there?
I genuinely don't understand her endgame. Did she just sign a year-long lease purely so she could have an empty balcony for her dog, Reese, to pee on?
The balcony is the smoking gun of the delusion here. Vulture had a great take on this, calling the New York City balcony a total real estate scam.
He really is.
It's just a tactic for landlords to extract an extra $500 a month for a concrete slab you will never ever use because of the noise pollution and the pigeons.
And the sirens.
Exactly. And Amanda is out there proudly unrolling an AstroTurf pee pad for the dog on the slab.
Gross.
The YouTube commentators pointed out the grim reality of this setup. In roughly 3 weeks, that little square of synthetic grass in the summer heat is going to become a severe radiating biohazard.
It's going to smell so bad.
She struggles to fold a t-shirt, babes. She is absolutely not going to properly sanitize a balcony pee pad.
She absolutely will not. And then we get the scene that truly viscerally enraged me.
Oh, I know where you're going.
Her dad, Frank, who, by the way, she literally has saved in her phone contacts as Big Daddy.
Which is an entire psychological study on its own. We don't even have time for the Freudian implications of that.
Yeah, we don't, but it's weird. So Big Daddy Frank comes to visit this echoing empty shell of an apartment.
The dynamic between Amanda and her parents is crucial to understanding her arrested development, I think.
Absolutely. So she sits on the floor of this empty room and looks her dad right in the eye and manipulates the entire narrative. She tells Frank that the move was a mutual decision between her and Kyle.
But the camera work here is elite.
So good.
It slowly pushes in on Frank's face, and you can visibly see him processing the lie in real time.
He knows.
He knows his daughter. He knows she's deploying weaponized incompetence and acting like a petulant Veruca Salt.
He absolutely clocked her. But, okay, I have to push back on the idea that Kyle is just this perfectly innocent victim of her hoarding, because we have to talk about the big confrontation scene.
The office ambush.
This was the moment my jaw hit the floor. Amanda barges into Kyle's office space while he is actively on an $80,000 investor call for his beverage brand, Loverboy.
A catastrophic interruption.
An $80,000 financial lifeline for a company that is drowning. And she loudly demands he get off the phone to deal with her boxes.
Let's dissect the gravity of that interruption for a second, because interrupting an investor call of that magnitude is not just a lapse in domestic manners. It borders on deliberate financial sabotage.
It's so selfish.
Kyle is visibly panicked. He hangs up and he tries to explain to her that his erratic behavior, the excessive partying, the lack of presence in the marriage, it all stems from the crushing, suffocating financial stress of trying to keep this company afloat.
He is spiraling.
He has fiduciary duties that are crushing him.
Okay, I understand the fiduciary duties. I get the business stress. But then Amanda drops the ultimate atomic betrayal.
The trump card.
She completely dismisses his business stress, looks at him coldly, and drops a previously buried, unexposed allegation about a video of Kyle kissing another girl.
Just detonates a bomb in the room.
Boom. She looks her husband in the eyes and essentially says, I don't give a single damn about your corporate debt because of your marital behavior.
It is a devastating tactical counterattack. It is the reality TV equivalent of mutual assured destruction.
Literally.
But this requires us to ask a very serious logistical question, right? If you are in possession of a cheating video and you intentionally hoard that information just to deploy it as a trump card during an argument about your inability to clean up your own clutter, what is the actual foundation of this marriage?
It's totally transactional. She saved it as ammunition.
Exactly. She put it in her back pocket for a rainy day.
The Reddit threads were absolutely vicious about this sequence. A user named ABC8517 stated that Amanda clearly only stayed with this man to maintain her spot on television, and that by deploying this secret right now, over boxes, she has completely alienated the audience.
Because she miscalculated the optics entirely.
She really did.
You cannot successfully play the role of the brave martyr who fled into the night with $10 in her pocket when the reality is that your parents are bankrolling your lifestyle. Your husband is drowning in business debt to fund your aesthetic, and you left a biohazard of junk on his side of the bed.
It is a masterclass in refusing to enter adulthood. It's just Peter Pan syndrome, but with fast fashion. And since we are on the topic of refusing to enter adulthood, we really have to pivot to someone who is aggressively, loudly trying to educate everyone else about biological maturity.
Oh, wow.
Right in the middle of a public pharmacy.
The Duane Reade incident. This scene belongs in the Reality Television Hall of Fame.
Babes, I was watching this through my fingers, like peeking through my hands. We have Lindsay, Yvonne, and Lexi casually shopping at a Duane Reade.
As one does.
And Lexi very vulnerably opens up about her struggles trying to get pregnant with Andrea. It's a sweet moment. And Lindsay, who the internet has now collectively dubbed Mother Hubbard,
incredible nickname,
just launches into a full-volume, deeply explicit sex education and ovulation lecture right there in the feminine hygiene aisle.
It perfectly encapsulates the sociology of New York City public spaces, though.
It does.
You have millions of people living on top of each other, constantly blurring the lines between private conversations and public broadcasts. You have Lindsay screaming about the intricate mechanics of cervical mucus and fertility windows, while a grandfather on a mobility scooter is literally just trying to purchase a tube of sensitive toothpaste 3 feet away.
Just looking at her in horror.
The juxtaposition of the mundane and the deeply inappropriate is cinematic perfection.
The YouTube Deep Dive hosts made the absolute best comparison. They likened it to the reproduction musical number from Grease 2.
Yes, spot on.
Just spontaneous, high-decibel biological education in a retail environment. Lindsay is aggressively shouting, waving her hands around, claiming that women only have a 12-hour window every single month to get pregnant.
Okay, we have to stop and unpack the severe biological misinformation happening in aisle 4 right now.
Please do, because I'm so confused.
Because medically, mathematically, this 12-hour window theory is highly suspect. She is conflating the lifespan of an unfertilized egg, which is roughly 12 to 24 hours, with the actual human fertility window.
Okay, wait, what's the difference?
Sperm can survive in the reproductive tract for up to 5 days.
All right.
If the window to get pregnant was truly only 12 hours long from start to finish, accidental teen pregnancies would be a statistical impossibility.
We would literally never get pregnant by accident.
The human race would have gone extinct during the Bronze Age. Spreading this level of medical inaccuracy at high volume is dangerous snark.
Right. Like, Lindsay, babes, I love your confidence, I really do, but please step away from the imaginary whiteboard. You are not a doctor. I just need to know why she is performing this literacy so aggressively.
It is a classic psychological defense mechanism.
Oh, totally.
She is currently facing massive anxieties about her own aging and her timeline, right? So by positioning herself as the authoritative professor of reproduction in front of the younger women, she is trying to regain a sense of control over her own biological clock.
That makes so much sense. She is wildly overcompensating because right in the middle of this pharmacy seminar, they start discussing her actual dating life.
Which is a mess.
And the reality does not match the professor persona at all. She is currently dating a man they are calling the Milkman.
The Milkman.
His actual name is Frank, and he previously dated Kelly Dodd.
Okay, let's establish a baseline rule right now.
Lay it out.
Any man who willingly dates across multiple franchises within the Bravo cinematic universe is a walking, talking red flag.
A parade of red flags.
He is treating reality stars like collectible items. He's collecting them like infinity stones to secure his own screen time.
Thanos with a spray tan.
Exactly. Yvonne is incredibly skeptical of him, and I completely share her skepticism.
Yvonne's radar is usually spot on, so
Yeah.
Lindsay tries to play it cool, right? She claims she just wants a casual hookup, a fun time, no pressure.
Sure she does.
But then she accidentally reveals that they haven't even slept together yet after several dates. She says he's taking it slow. Wait, I am so confused. Why is Lindsay, who wants a baby yesterday, holding out for a guy who gives off massive hit-it-and-quit-it energy who won't even hit it?
The cognitive dissonance is staggering. Like, Brian Moylan unpacked this beautifully in his Vulture recap.
What she said.
He pointed out the contradiction in Lindsay's stated desires versus her actual behavior. She verbally claims she just wants and I am quoting Moylan directly here, a slampig.
Oh my God, I hate that word.
It's visceral. She says she wants a meaningless distraction. But in reality, she is fundamentally incapable of casual dating.
Oh, she falls in love at a handshake.
Exactly. She is perpetually on the hunt for a life partner. She wants the shared Google chore calendar. She wants the aesthetic Sunday morning farmers market trips.
Picking out organic radishes.
And the milkman is never going to sync his Google calendar with hers. He's just not.
Never. He's not the farmer's market guy. He's the VIP club guy. And looking at bizarre, rushed timelines brings us directly to a situation that went from 0 to 60 in the worst way possible.
The whiplash of this episode.
We go straight from Lindsay's confusing dating stagnation to a literal, legally binding marriage on a random weekday.
Yvonne and Nick, they officially bypassed the grandeur and tied the knot at City Hall.
Okay, I have to give credit where credit is due. The aesthetic of this wedding was impeccably girl-coded.
Oh, it was Pinterest perfection.
Yvonne is sitting barefoot on the floor of her apartment, cross-legged in front of a floor mirror, doing her own makeup. It felt so incredibly real and grounded compared to the usual reality TV circus where it's a glam squad of 12 people.
It was very intimate.
And then Jackson the dog emerges, wearing a tiny, custom-tailored top hat. I swooned. I literally shrieked at the television.
The sartorial execution on the dog was unimpeachable. It was a moment of levity.
It was everything.
And there was a surprisingly delicate, emotionally intelligent moment right before the ceremony, too. Yvonne is visibly anxious about asking Lindsay to be her official witness.
Yes, I noticed that.
And the reason why is profound. Yvonne and Nick got engaged on the exact same chronological timeline as Lindsay and her ex-fiancé, Carl.
Oh, wow.
Yvonne was terrified that asking Lindsay to stand there and sign a marriage license would trigger a trauma response regarding her own canceled wedding.
which is such a deeply considerate friend move.
Yeah.
It shows that Yvonne is actually paying attention to the emotional landscape of her circle. She's not just wrapped up in her own bride bubble.
Right, she's actually reading the room.
And Lindsay stepped up. She was completely supportive, held it together, and was there for her friend. It felt like a genuinely beautiful, healthy moment.
Which never lasts.
Never. Because the real-world press tour completely derailed my emotional state and sent me into an absolute spiral.
Yes, the catastrophic Watch What Happens Live revelation.
I can't even talk about it.
Yvonne goes on national television and casually reveals to the world and to a visibly stunned Jerry O'Connell that she and Nick did not sign a prenuptial agreement.
Insanity.
And her justification. She stated she didn't need one because she is in it for the long haul.
I lost my mind. I completely, totally lost my mind. What do you mean you didn't sign a prenup?
It's indefensible.
Nick is the primary breadwinner right now. How did Lindsay, who is the ultimate alpha planner, the logistical Swiss Army knife of this entire friend group, allow her friend to walk into a government building and sign a marriage license without a financial contract?
It represents a staggering failure of modern asset management. Like, we have to look at the legal mechanics of this.
Please explain the law to the girls.
A prenup is not a bet against the success of your marriage. It is a fundamental business document. It is an insurance policy. You wouldn't drive a car without car insurance because you plan on being in it for the long haul of driving, right?
Exactly. It's protection.
The fact that the entire studio audience audibly gasped when she said it tells you everything you need to know.
But wait, explain the legal risk to me. Because people always say, oh, I don't have millions of dollars, I don't own property, I don't need a prenup. Why is it so dangerous for Yvonne?
Because of the state they live in and the nature of debt. New York is an equitable distribution state, not a community property state.
Okay, equitable distribution.
That means if they divorce, a judge decides what is fair, which is highly subjective and incredibly expensive to litigate. You're paying lawyers hundreds of dollars an hour to argue over what's fair.
Yikes.
But more importantly, a prenup doesn't just protect the money you have, it protects you from the debt your partner acquires.
The debt.
Nick is an entrepreneur. If his business goes under or he takes out massive loans during the marriage, Yvonne could potentially be on the hook for that marital debt. You don't skip a prenup in New York City in your 30s. It romanticizes financial vulnerability.
Romanticizing financial vulnerability. That is exactly what she's doing. It is the biggest life mistake you can make. Protect your peace, babes, but more importantly, protect your credit score. But if we want to talk about relationships barreling forward without the proper legal paperwork in place, we absolutely must discuss Danielle and Eowyn.
The transition from Yvonne's legal negligence to Danielle's moral ambiguity is seamless.
It really is. Danielle decides the time has come to officially make room for her boyfriend, Eowyn, to move into her apartment.
So romantic.
So she enlists her mother, Adia, to help execute a massive closet purge. But this is not your standard Marie Kondo situation, babes. Danielle initiates a completely unhinged filtering system.
It was chilling to watch.
She refuses to keep a single item of clothing that contains even a microscopic speck of color.
Oh.
She is strictly curating a white fabric-only wardrobe.
We have to analyze the psychology of the white wardrobe.
Because it is absolute psycho behavior.
Yeah.
It is such a severe, terrifying, control-freak move.
Oh.
And the cherry on top, she clears out all of this space, right? And then aggressively allocates Eowyn exactly one single, flimsy rolling clothing rack in the corner of the apartment.
Just one rack.
One rack
Wow.
for his whole life.
When a person's external life is descending into chaos and public scrutiny, they often attempt to exert tyrannical control over their immediate physical environment.
Okay, Dr. Phil.
No, think about it. Danielle's life is currently defined by the very messy, very public rumor that she is a homewrecker. Eowyn's divorce is a catastrophic mess.
It's all over the blogs.
So what does she do? She creates an entirely sterile, white, hospital-grade aesthetic in her apartment. It is the physical manifestation of an illusion of purity. She is trying to bleach away the scandal.
Oh my God, the illusion of purity. That is a brilliant read. Because while they are folding this endless sea of white linen, her mom brings up the heavy stuff.
Yeah.
Adia literally asks about the homewrecker rumors that are currently dominating the internet.
Moms never hold back.
Never. And Danielle gets incredibly defensive, immediately deflecting by claiming that Latin women are unfairly stereotyped and vilified as homewreckers in the media.
Her pivot to sociology is a calculated distraction.
It's a deflection.
Yes, harmful stereotypes exist, and they should be dismantled, absolutely. But the rumors in this specific instance are not born from ethnic stereotyping. The rumors exist because her boyfriend has an actual legal wife of 4 years that he is currently married to.
Exactly. Don't pull the stereotype card when the man has a whole wife sitting at home. You can't use systemic issues to hide your messy timeline.
You really can't. And the way Danielle talks about the divorce is so telling. When her mom presses her on the exact status of Aowen's legal separation, Danielle looks away and says, "As far as he tells me."
As far as he tells me.
That phrase is the gold standard of plausible deniability.
Wait, break that down for me. Why is she phrasing it exactly like that? What's the strategy?
Because it legally and morally insulates her. She didn't say, "I read the court filings." She didn't say, "I spoke to his lawyer and saw the decree."
Right.
By saying, "as far as he tells me," she's acknowledging that her entire reality is based solely on Eowyn's potentially unreliable narration.
So she has an out.
Exactly. If it turns out he's been lying about the timeline, Danielle can immediately play the victim and say, "I was deceived too." She knows deep down that the foundation is incredibly shady.
She totally knows. The YouTube hosts dissected this interaction frame by frame, and they universally concluded that Aeon 100% cheated on his ex-wife with Danielle, and Danielle is just performing ignorance for the cameras.
Oh, she's putting on a masterclass in performing ignorance.
Because Aeon is so incredibly cagey and evasive, whenever anyone asks him a direct chronological question, he just sweats and looks away.
And this brings us to the massive real-world context that just detonated outside the boundaries of the edited episodes.
It's so intense.
We have to address the real-time news here. Danielle recently gave birth to their son, Aiden, 10 weeks prematurely, and the baby is currently fighting in the neonatal intensive care unit.
I know, and I just have to pause the snark for a second to send so much genuine love and strength to Danielle and the baby. Having a child in the NICU is objectively terrifying.
It's heartbreaking.
It is one of the most grueling, traumatic experiences a parent can endure, watching your tiny baby hooked up to those machines. We just want him healthy and home.
It is a profound crisis. But analytically, we have to look at what a crisis of this magnitude does to a partnership.
Oh, it changes everything.
A NICU stint is the ultimate psychological stress test. You take a relationship built on an unresolved, murky divorce, public scrutiny, a cramped apartment with severe aesthetic rules, and you add the relentless sleep-deprived terror of a premature baby.
That's a pressure cooker.
That pressure cooker will either fuse them together permanently or it will shatter a foundation that was already visibly cracking.
It is going to test every single limit they have. It's really scary. And, you know, the stress of Eon's shady divorce timeline isn't just haunting Danielle's all-white apartment. It is actively bleeding into the broader social circle.
The ripple effect is real.
It is literally tearing the men apart. Which brings us to the battleground of the virtual golf bar.
The virtual golf simulator. It has replaced the cigar lounge as the modern arena for male emotional warfare.
It really has. You have Eon, Andrea, Kenny, Gavin, Kyle, and Nick all packed into this dark room, hitting a ball into a projection screen, drinking IPAs. And Gavin, who is rapidly and deliberately ascending into his diva villain era, decides to launch a full-scale interrogation of Ewan.
He doesn't just interrogate him, he corners him.
He does. He aggressively demands to know exactly what legal paperwork has been filed regarding Eowyn's marriage. And Eowyn just mumbles something vague about irreconcilable differences and stares at the floor.
Classic Eowyn.
So Kenny, trying to play the benevolent peacemaker of the group, steps in to calmly explain the massive legal and financial differences between a physical separation and a finalized divorce decree.
And this is the moment Gavin unsheaths the knife.
Oh my God, I screamed.
Instead of absorbing the legal explanation, Gavin snaps his neck toward Kenny and venomously says, "Do you know this so well? Because that's where you're headed."
I shrieked. I literally paused the TV and walked around my living room. I needed to pace. He is talking to Kenny about Kenny's relationship with Whitney, and they aren't even engaged yet.
He went for the jugular.
Yevon is a toxic, miserable, chaotic entity who cannot maintain a romantic relationship for 3 consecutive months. And he is projecting his bitter, lonely energy entirely onto Kenny.
Okay, I am going to completely disagree with you on Gavin being purely toxic.
How can you disagree?
I actually secretly love Gavin for this specific behavior.
You are sick.
No, listen. He is acting as a proxy for the audience. He is doing the producer's dirty work, asking the aggressive, messy questions that polite society avoids, but reality television demands. He's clocking in and doing his job.
I completely disagree with you. You cannot defend that. He is enabling toxic behavior and actively trying to ruin his friend's relationship just for 30 seconds of screen time. It is a terrible friend move.
It is a terrible friend move, but it is excellent television. However, if we dig into the underlying psychological mechanism of Gavin's outburst, I actually have a working theory.
Okay, let's hear the theory.
This isn't just about screen time. Gavin is experiencing severe resource guarding.
Resource guarding. Like a dog with a bone. What do you mean?
Exactly like a dog. Look at the historical dynamic between these two men. Kenny has always functioned as Gavin's older brother, or, frankly, his sugar daddy.
Wait, that's true.
Gavin literally uses the keypad code to enter Kenny's apartment whenever he wants. He raids Kenny's closet. Gavin was quite literally wearing a sweater that belongs to Kenny during this very scene at the golf simulator.
I didn't even notice that.
Kenny subsidizes Gavin's lifestyle, but now Kenny has a serious, cohabitating girlfriend, Whitney. And Whitney is establishing boundaries.
As she should.
So Gavin's VIP all-access pass to Kenny's resources is being threatened. The free rides, the free clothes, the free emotional support, it's all drying up. Gavin isn't mad about a divorce. Gavin is panicking because he is being replaced.
Oh my God, you are absolutely brilliant. He is throwing a tantrum because Whitney changed the locks on the ATM.
Great.
He is lashing out at the concept of Kenny's marriage because it signifies the end of his dependency. Wow. But the irony is, while Kenny might be in the process of losing his dependent friend Gavin, he just managed to locate someone he hasn't seen in a quarter of a century.
This brings us to the emotional nucleus of the episode.
It really does.
After 25 years of total estrangement, Kenny finally tracks down his biological father, Larry.
I was puddle. I fully admit it. I was weeping on my couch, blowing my nose. Kenny explained how he hired a private investigator, and combined with Whitney's aggressive Facebook sleuthing skills, they finally tracked the man down.
Whitney is an FBI agent in a former life.
Truly.
Yeah.
And they share this incredibly raw, tear-soaked phone call, and then Kenny flies him out to New York. They meet for brunch in the West Village. It was undeniably one of those touching, vulnerable scenes in recent reality television history.
It was very poignant.
They're both crying, holding hands across the table, apologizing for decades of lost time. It was beautiful.
Aesthetically and emotionally, it was a highly compelling piece of television. The Vulture recap even broke character to praise it as a beautifully executed humanizing sequence.
See, even the cynical critics loved it.
However,
Oh no.
I am about to completely derail your emotional state because we must examine the forensic evidence from Reddit and Instagram.
Please don't ruin my one pure moment of joy from this episode. Let me have this.
I have an obligation to the truth, babes.
Fine. What did Reddit find?
Immediately after this episode aired, Kenny's half-brother, Kendon, who currently resides in the United Kingdom, posted a scorching, multi-paragraph statement online.
A statement from the half-brother.
Yes. He claimed that this entire tearful reunion was a highly orchestrated fake ploy designed entirely to farm Z-tier reality TV clout.
Oh my God.
He specifically referred to Kenny as a proper bellend, which is a phenomenally aggressive British insult.
Proper bellend.
And alleged that Kenny explicitly weaponized their family trauma to secure a sympathetic storyline because the producers warned him he was getting a villain edit early in the season.
That is devastatingly articulate. But wait, we have to debate the logistics of this. Like, is Larry just a deadbeat dad trying to cash in on his son's minor fame?
That's the question.
Think about it. Larry didn't bother looking for his own son for 25 years. He never changed his last name. He was entirely searchable on public records. If Larry actually wanted to be in his son's life, why didn't he pick up the phone a decade ago?
That is the glaring neon red flag in the center of the narrative. You have a grown man who successfully loses touch with his child for 2.5 decades, living his life completely unbothered.
So I was chilling.
And the son has to expend thousands of dollars on a private investigator just to locate him. The psychological profile of a parent who simply opts out of parenthood until cameras are present is incredibly dark.
It's so sinister when you put it like that.
The Reddit commenters dismantled this dynamic immediately. It heavily leans toward being a producer-driven Hail Mary pass to inject some unearned pathos into Kenny's character arc.
I hate that your logic makes so much sense. You just surgically removed the joy from my tears.
I'm just looking at the facts.
But all right, we have thoroughly dissected the episode, which means it is time to transition into segment 1. Shady, snarky, or stupid.
Let's do it. The rules for this segment are rigid. We select the 3 messiest, most chaotic moments from the episode, and we aggressively debate which specific category they belong in.
Moment number 1 on the docket. Amanda sitting on the floor of her empty apartment, looking her father in the eye and claiming the move-out was a mutual decision, while Kyle is simultaneously having a panic attack surrounded by her boyfriend Jeans back home. Is this shady, snarky, or stupid?
It is unequivocally stupid.
Stupid, really.
It earns the stupid classification because it is a completely verifiable lie told in front of a documentary crew. She is mic'd up on a reality television show with cameras tracking her husband's every movement.
Okay, that's fair.
She knows with absolute certainty that Kyle is going to tell a contradictory story on camera. Lying when you know the conflicting footage will inevitably be broadcast to millions of people is the textbook definition of stupid.
See, I am going to push back hard on this. I firmly believe it is shady.
How is it shady?
You are underestimating her strategy. She is intentionally and carefully manipulating Big Daddy Frank in order to secure her status as the eternal, blameless victim. She knows her dad will blindly support her and potentially fund her lifestyle if she paints the narrative as a mutual agreement that Kyle is now erratically backing out of.
Playing the long financial game.
Yes, it is calculated financial shade directed at her own marriage.
I acknowledge the manipulation, but her execution is so transparently flawed that the sheer stupidity of the lie overrides the shade. I'm sticking with stupid.
We will have to agree to disagree. Moment number 2. Lindsay screaming about reproductive cycles and aggressively enforcing a mathematically incorrect 12-hour ovulation window in front of a geriatric man in the toothpaste aisle at Duane Reade.
This is a tough one.
I think this is snarky. She is radically owning her biology. She is taking up space in a patriarchal world, refusing to whisper about women's health issues, and forcing society to listen. That grandfather got a free, passionate lesson in the miracle of human life, whether he wanted it or not.
No, it is deeply, fundamentally stupid.
Why? She's empowering.
Not because she is lightly discussing reproductive health, I fully support normalizing that, but because her foundational math is completely dangerously wrong.
Okay, the math was bad.
Spreading biological misinformation at 90 decibels in a retail pharmacy is stupid. If she had the actual peer-reviewed science correct, it would be snarky. But confidently screaming wrong information makes it stupid.
Okay, fine. The science was flawed. You win that one. Moment number 3. Gavin asking Kenny if he's headed for a divorce when Kenny isn't even legally married yet.
We might actually agree here. It is unanimously shady.
So shady.
But I will reiterate my defense from earlier. It is elite, necessary reality TV behavior. It is the exact caliber of shade that provides the structural integrity of the show.
Oh, it is definitively shady. It is toxic, malicious, and entirely born of jealousy over an apartment door code. But it is the kind of shade that ensures we have a show to record, honestly.
Keeps the lights on.
Which leads us perfectly into segment 2, City Girl Survival Guide. We need to categorize the main cast based on their current psychological and logistical life status.
Let's start with who is officially thriving.
Okay, who's thriving?
Thriving status goes to Yvonne without a single doubt.
Hard agree.
She secured the ring, she executed a flawless, minimalist City Hall aesthetic, she proved she is grounded by sitting on the floor to do her makeup, and she successfully accessorized a dog with formal headwear.
She checked every box.
She is operating at peak thriving levels, even if she's doing it without the safety net of a prenup.
Completely agree. The dog alone secures the title. Now, who is barely surviving?
Kyle is barely surviving. He is practically a hostage in his own home.
A hostage to the fast fashion.
He is attempting to function on 0 REM sleep, crippling loverboy corporate debt, and the ambient, suffocating anxiety of Amanda's physical clutter closing in on him. His cortisol levels must be astronomical.
He is one misplaced pair of jeans away from a total collapse. I fear for him. Moving on. Who needs better friends?
Kenny. Gavin is an absolute menace to society.
A menace.
Gavin wears Kenny's expensive clothes, exploits his real estate, and then publicly and maliciously insults his future marriage in front of a group of aggressive men at a golf simulator. With friends like Gavin, the concept of enemies is redundant.
Pure facts. You don't need enemies with a Gavin around. Now the big one. Who needs therapy?
And we could genuinely spiral on the clinical need for this for hours.
We absolutely could. She desperately needs professional therapy to address her profound lack of accountability. Like, the hoarding tendencies we are seeing are not just a quirk. They are a massive, flashing red flag for underlying anxiety or depression.
It's a symptom of a much larger issue.
But instead of dealing with the root cause, she weaponizes her incompetence and plays the eternal victim. She needs a licensed professional to look her in the eye and tell her to pack her own moving boxes.
The breakthrough would be monumental if she ever went. And finally, who needs to leave New York for a weekend?
Danielle. 100% Danielle.
Oh, without question.
The sheer psychological stress of defending yourself against homewrecker allegations, combined with the exhausting mental toll of policing a strictly white clothing aesthetic in one of the dustiest cities on earth.
The dry cleaning bills alone.
It sounds exhausting. She needs to rent a cabin in upstate New York, put on a pair of heavily stained navy blue sweatpants, and literally touch the grass.
An aesthetic detox is mandatory for her survival right now.
All right, moving on to segment 3. If this happened in our group chat,
Oh, this is going to be good.
we are going to conduct a sociological experiment. We're going to imagine the catastrophic Amanda and Kyle $80,000 investor call fight happening in our own actual friend group chat.
Okay, lay it out.
Okay, first question. Who would immediately overreact?
You.
I will humbly admit it would be me. I would hear the phrase cheating video drop in the chat, and I would instantly take Amanda's side without asking for a single ounce of context, nuance, or chronological proof.
You are a reactionary.
I am. I would bypass logic entirely and just start texting in all caps, burn his clothes, key the Loverboy delivery van.
Yes, you would be a massive liability in any sort of legal proceeding. Now, who would exit the chat entirely?
Oh, that would unquestionably be our friend Sarah.
Oh, Sarah is gone.
Sarah is currently stressing over the inflated price of organic eggs at the grocery store. She absolutely cannot fathom the privilege of two people screaming at each other while an $80,000 check is actively hanging on the line.
She would be repulsed.
She would physically throw her phone and exit the chat in pure, unadulterated financial disgust. She would just text, "Eat the rich," and disappear.
She really would. Now, who would send the monolithic paragraphs?
That is you. It would absolutely undeniably be you.
I accept that label. I would draft a literal legal brief in the Notes app and paste it into the chat.
You would have citations.
I would meticulously analyze why interrupting a scheduled business call makes you the primary villain, completely regardless of the marital infidelity context. I would bullet point Kyle's fiduciary obligations to his venture capitalists, and I would highlight Amanda's strategic failure in timing her confrontation.
You would send a formatted PDF to the iMessage group. It's sick.
It's thorough.
Who would instantly call instead of texting.
That has to be Jessica.
Yes. Jessica does not trust the written word. She needs to perform an audio analysis.
She needs the inflections.
She would call me immediately and be like, "Wait, pause. Is Amanda actually crying or is it the fake breathy crying?" I need to analyze the pitch and timbre of her voice to know exactly how mad everyone is before I choose a side.
Jessica is an audio detective.
And finally, who would secretly enjoy the drama while contributing nothing?
Both of us. We would be on our respective couches, eating popcorn, just watching the typing bubbles appear and disappear.
Imagine the actual text thread. You would text the group, "Wait, she left her clothes on the bed for 2 years."
And you would immediately reply, "Call 911. The EPA needs to be involved. It is an environmental Superfund site."
And then you would say, "Has anyone dispatched a rescue team for Reese the dog? The structural integrity of the balcony astroturf has been compromised."
It would be a banner day for the chat. We would live for it.
It would be our digital Super Bowl. Okay, final segment of the day, segment 4. Best dressed, worst decision.
Let's execute a rapid-fire debate on the extreme highs and lows of the episode.
We will start with best fashion moment.
Jackson the dog in his City Hall top hat. It is a triumph of miniature tailoring.
I deeply respect the dog's commitment to formal wear, but I am officially selecting Danielle's all-white wardrobe.
Really?
Hear me out. Is it indicative of severe psychological distress to ban all colors from your living space?
Yes.
But does it create an incredibly crisp, rich mom Nancy Myers aesthetic? Also, yes.
The commitment to the bit is impressive. I'll give you that. It looks clean, even if her life isn't. Biggest life mistake.
Yvonne actively choosing to bypass a prenuptial agreement.
Without a single doubt. Protect your assets at all costs.
You literally never know when your seemingly stable partner is going to experience a midlife crisis, start a hard iced tea brand, and accrue millions in corporate debt that you are suddenly half responsible for.
Exactly. It is a cautionary tale for all women everywhere. Most relatable character.
Oh, this is easy.
The grandfather on the mobility scooter in Dwayne Reed.
Yes.
He just wanted to maintain his dental hygiene, but instead, he received an unconsensual, high-volume masterclass in human ovulation. He perfectly represents the innocent, weary bystanders of New York City who are just trying to survive the chaos of other people's lives.
He is the avatar for all of us, just trying to get through the day. And finally, biggest main character moment.
Amanda's entire performance.
Oh, absolutely.
Acting like a brave, destitute martyr who bravely fled into the harsh wilderness of Manhattan with nothing but $10 and a dream.
While her parents pay her rent.
She is completely ignoring the reality that her parents are subsidizing her existence, and she intentionally left a biological hazard of junk behind for her husband to manage. It is main character syndrome mutating into its most toxic form.
It truly, truly is. Well, babes, we have spiraled, we have analyzed the psychology, and we have deployed the necessary snark.
We covered a lot of ground today.
We did. But now it is time to turn the microphone over to the Snark Squad. Look directly into your screens right now and tell us which specific storyline are you the most deeply invested in. Are we planting our flag with Team Kyle's clutter, or are we defending Team Amanda's empty balcony?
And we desperately need to know the lore of your own lives. What is the absolute wildest, most unhinged, deeply unnecessary argument that has detonated in your family group chat this week? We want the context, and frankly, we want the screenshots.
Do not hold back. DM them to us. Also, we need a final tally. Which sangria are you officially declaring the drink of the summer? Are you Team White Hydration Delusion or Team Heavy Red Hibernation? Let us know in the comments.
And who genuinely had the best fashion moment this week? It was the dog, right? We can all agree it was the dog.
It was the dog.
Before we officially sign off, we want to leave you with one final, incredibly complicated logistical thought to mull over.
Oh, boy.
If Ewan's divorce from his wife is not legally finalized, and Danielle's baby is already here, born 10 weeks early in the NICU, what does the legal paperwork look like right now?
Wait, I didn't even think of that.
In many states, because of the presumption of paternity laws, if a man has a baby while legally married to someone else, the legal web of custody and rights becomes an absolute nightmare.
Oh my God.
Between state lines, estranged spouses, and hospital intake forms, let the squad chew on the reality of that legal labyrinth.
Oh, that is so dark and so incredibly messy. My head is spinning.
It's a lot to process.
Babes, thank you so profoundly for hanging out with us today. Remind everyone in the Snark Squad to subscribe, leave a 5-star review, and share the show with another messy, reality-obsessed babe in your life.
Stay fabulous.
Stay dramatic.
And we'll see you on the snark side.